Welcome to day 3 of Dogmas.
My goodness.
So I'm so excited because I love Christmas, unlike the Grinch here.
Hello! In today's video we're going to be starting part 1 of our Christmas do's and don'ts from your dog trainers. We're here to help, give you some tips of things to do and not do during the Christmas period to help you and your dog out. Who's today's prize from, Nathan?
Today's prize is from the lovely Olivia Brown. And she is absolutely awesome, so stay tuned to find out what you would win from Olivia Brown.
So your first tip is to practice things like place training and crate training. If you don't know what those are, lucky for you, we have both of those videos over in our how-to series, which I will link up here. But
Right on my face, right?
next, this bit here.
This bit here, not here. We want to cover this.
Anyway,
there we go.
It can be a really stressful time around Christmas for dogs, especially if you've got a nervous dog like this little monkey here who's kindly come to help. So we practice lots of place training and lots of crate training over the Christmas period so that our dogs know that they've got a nice place to chill out and a place that they can also choose to be away from guests. So we have a rule in our house, we'll touch more on this later, but we have a rule in our house that if our dogs are on their beds or in their crates, nobody touches them or talks to them. So India, who is a little bit nervous of people she doesn't know very well, can go in her crate and she knows that no one's going to bother her and she's safe and comfortable.
Yeah.
Really important. If you haven't done this before, it's a good idea to start practicing now before everything gets crazy. So have a look up those videos if you don't know how to do it. Start practicing now and then that'll help your dog settle into their routine a little bit better over the Christmas period.
Excellent. Tip number 2 is going to be stick to a routine and establish a routine before Christmas Day. We all know that the Christmas period is a bit of a choppy and churny one. Me and Charlotte don't quite know what we're doing on Christmas Day yet. We still haven't quite worked that out. But there will be a series of things that we will do that will kind of resemble normal days a little bit. You know, they will be exercised regularly. They will rest either in a crate or on place. They then will get fed and then get more rest time. So that sort of routine will follow throughout the Christmas period to give some stability to the dog's lives and minimise stress. Exercise is a great way to break adrenaline or cortisol down in the body that can be created by stress from things like Christmas. So exercise is a great way to relieve that stress, calm your dog down, followed by, as Charlotte was just very well discussing, that crate and place work as well.
And following on from that, you can plan your dog into Christmas just as much as planning your dog time out of Christmas. Yeah. So, you know, as Nathan was saying, we don't know exactly what we're doing on Christmas Day, but on Boxing Day is kind of like the dog's day. On Boxing Day every year we go for a nice walk for somewhere different. I think this year we're actually going to meet up with some family friends and go for a walk in Windsor, and we'll go for a good few hours, go for a really nice long walk, so the dogs get to be a part of Christmas just as much as we do. You know, they get time to be around. The only rule that we have is that when we're eating Christmas dinner, all the dogs go elsewhere, so they'll either be in our room or they'll be on their beds or on their crates so that everyone's, you know, chilled out for food time. But you can plan having your dog in Christmas time as well, because at the end of the day they're a part of the family too, and yeah, it's important to make sure that they get to enjoy the day just as much as we do.
100%. You right there, Wiggle?
She says yeah. My third tip would be setting appropriate boundaries with friends and family. So we kind of touched a little bit on this earlier. India, for example, can be quite nervous of people that she doesn't know very well. So as I said earlier, we have a rule that if our dogs are on their place or in their crates, nobody touches or talks to them. So India knows that if she goes in her crate or if she goes on her bed, she's safe. nobody's going to bother her, and therefore she doesn't have to be worried. But it's important to set those boundaries with the people that are coming to your house, or if you're going to somebody else's house, to also set those boundaries. So if we take India to my mum's house, for example, and we've got lots of other family around that she doesn't really know, we will have a rule that nobody touches or talks to her until she's comfortable.
Yeah.
India's the kind of dog that once she gets to know you, she's your best friend. But if you try and pressure her too quickly, she gets really nervous and then will freak out for the whole time. So when we first go in, we'll have her on the lead. She'll come and sit on a bed with us. We'll tell people to completely ignore her, and when everyone is calm and settled, we'll release her, let her say hi to people when she's ready, and then once we've hit that boundary, everyone's fine to carry on as normal. But it's just being mindful of the boundaries that your dog needs just as much as it is enjoyable for you for Christmas, because it can be really stressful for dogs, especially if you've got a nervous dog. So it's important to set appropriate boundaries. And on the flip side, even if you don't have a nervous dog and you have a dog that's super overexcited, it's also important to set appropriate boundaries. So Lottie, on the flip side, absolutely loves Christmas because she thinks everybody's here to see her.
Which
and
they
she
are,
loves
in all
that.
fairness. I mean, they are literally coming round just to see Lottie.
They are. But again, it's important to have appropriate boundaries. So Nathan's uncle comes around for Christmas. He is okay with the dogs, but he's not really a dog person. And Lottie absolutely loves everybody and is trying to jump on his lap and lick his face, and he just doesn't really like that. So we set boundaries with Lottie just as much as we do with people. So Lottie is told to sit on her bed. She's released when she's calmer. We tell her to jump off if she starts jumping on him. You know, it's important to set those kinds of boundaries as well so that everyone can enjoy Christmas, because it's important that everyone enjoys the day and isn't stressed out.
It's funny how our dogs like him a lot more than they like it than he likes them.
Yeah, Peanut, our Staffy, obsessed with him. Yeah. But again, she's very respectful. Yeah. She'll like climb up on the sofa and sit here. Yeah. And she'll be like, hi.
and following on from what Charlotte was just saying, you know, explain the boundaries a few days before. Don't just, you know, people come in and boom, hit them with the rules. There's nothing that's going to kill the Christmas mood and vibe more than you coming down with a list, the dog or a list rules. Yeah. You know, just be calm about it and just explain politely, you know, a few days before, look, our dog's in training, or our dog can be nervous, or our dog can be overexcited. Would you mind just playing calm for 5 minutes? Would you mind just being easy on the dogs, or, you know, ignore them when they're on the bed, or don't invite them on our sofa? Do you know what I mean? Explain those rules. No one's going to sit there and get annoyed with you if you give them heads up on the rules. Yeah. I would get annoyed probably if I walked into a house and I had 50 rules chucked in my face, especially around Christmas. I want to relax. This is our time we haven't had holidays yet. This is our relaxed time. Yeah. But yeah.
And also just bear in mind that if you are taking your dogs elsewhere, other people may have different rules, and so you may need to either make appropriate adjustments to your rules or potentially not take your dog into those situations if it's going to be too difficult. Clara and I were talking about this for a while. She's got a family member who's got a lovely dog, but that's very, very overexcited and not very trained. And so she doesn't take her dogs there because it makes Oliver quite uncomfortable. You know, for various reasons, we have 5-6 dogs generally over Christmas time, so we don't take all of my dogs to my mum's house.
No, that'd be quite overwhelming for her.
Yeah, it's too stressful, but she's also got a dog that isn't used to having that many dogs in the house, and so it could be stressful for him as well. So it's just being aware of other people's boundaries just as much as yours, because Christmas is supposed to be enjoyable for everybody. Yeah. So during 100%. Christmas, we'll be having lunch here, back at Nathan's house. Then in the afternoon/evening, we'll probably be going to my mum or my sister's. The dogs will all be staying at home. They'll have had everything they need, so they can just chill out, snooze around all evening, which you will love, as you can see.
Yeah, she's the really hype one, as you can see.
Yeah, so hyper. But yeah, it's just, you know, being appropriate with everybody's boundaries just as much as it is yours.
Exactly that. So, my fourth tip, it's a bit of a controversial one. It upsets and ruffles some feathers. But honestly, especially from a lot of the dogs that we work with and that I specialise working with those extreme cases, it crops up time and time again. And that is, if you are drinking alcohol and enjoying Christmas like everyone should be, and I'm not saying don't drink alcohol, create some space from your dogs. We work with too many cases where people drink alcohol, get annoying to their dogs, and their dogs bite them in the face. It should never happen, and unfortunately I have got multiple cases throughout the year that it has happened to. So, if you're having a drink with a meal, it doesn't mean your dogs need to exclude it for the rest of the day. But if you're going to be like me and have a few drinks throughout the day, I will then limit my exposure to the dogs, because that is also stressful. As we all know, when we drink, we get louder, we get more excited, we get more bubbly, unless you're like me and you're always bubbly and then the dogs get used to it.
Yeah, she's used to it.
You know, my boundaries will get a bit foggy. And I don't want to do anything to disrupt those dogs anymore. So just be appropriate, be sensible. If you're going to go out and get absolutely smashed, don't come back and annoy your dog and wake it up and pick it up and think it's the best thing in the world, because they're not going to know what's happened. You smell different, you're acting different, you're talking differently, and that's just a huge stress. So enjoy the Christmas period, have a drink, that's absolutely fine. Just be sensible. If you know that you're going to get those drinks, put your dog away, crate them up, put them on place, let them go to the toilet, and then put them to bed kind of a little bit early if you need to, but just be sensible. So yeah.
And make sure that you're able to respect your dog's boundaries as well.
Yeah.
You know, we quite often, our dogs will come into our bedroom over Christmas, so the lounge is dog free. And a lot of the time we'll leave the gate open, and you know, Peanut and Odin will take themselves off to bed when they're happy to go to bed. And that's completely fine. We don't need them involved in every second of every moment. If they want to go to bed, that's no problem. They can go off to bed. And as you can see, this one likes to just
sit
and
being actually
snooze.
remotely quite calm. Normally, I have to say, being on the sofa with legs in the air.
Normally she's upside down.
Yeah, she's being quite calm, I think. She's
the tinsel.
Yeah, I think she's quite sure.
He's the tinsel. Is it the tinsel? She's like, stop wiggling that around on me.
Charlotte, the final tip for this video. What are you going to go for?
What am I going to go for? So our final tip for today's video is all about dog safe foods. So if you're not sure if something is safe for your dog to eat, don't give it to them.
No.
It is not worth the stress of your dog potentially getting ill, having an issue. You don't want to be down at the vets on Christmas Day, Boxing Day, whatever else. So if you're not sure if it's safe for your dog, don't give it to them. Alternatively, there are some lovely little treats that you can give to your dogs that you will have as part of your Christmas meal. If you would like to have a look at some of those, our day 2 video was actually some of our pack taste testing different dog safe foods. So if you need some ideas, have a little look on that, because they all liked all of those treats.
I mean, they're pigs, let's be quite serious.
Piggies.
But you know, some of the things that we hear quite regularly is the dog eating the cake, butter. I hear a lot of dogs eating butter. I don't get it because we don't have loads of butter in this house. The amount of times over Christmas I hear dogs eating butter. Yeah. The chicken carcass, or the turkey carcass, cooked, raw turkey carcass, go for it.
Yeah.
We're safety and just watching the dog eating, but you know, in our opinion, that's okay. But cooked bones, just be sensible, because you do not want the financial or emotional stress of your dogs being at the vet on Christmas Day. It is, by the way, not cheap from what I've heard.
Yeah. And just, you know, if you've got a dog that is not fabulous around food time, you know, practice place training, pop them in their crate. All of our dogs are absolutely fine around food time, because we regularly sit in the living room and eat while we're sat watching TV, so they all know not to touch food. But equally, when we have all the food all up on the table and there's lots of food and people back and forth, we pop them away or place them up so that there's no issue with potentially somebody dropping something and a dog being like, oh, I'll have that. You know, a little Odin plodding around under the table, and as soon as you drop something, it's too late to do anything.
Odin, aka Dyson, aka Henry Hoover, aka absolute piggy wig.
And to be fair, Peanut is exactly the same.
I mean, they're all like that. All our dogs are pigs.
Generally very well behaved if you drop something on the floor, but if you're not paying attention and they know you're not paying attention, you know, there's an opportunity there. So just make sure everything is safe. Yeah. You know, massive things to look out for. As Nathan said, cooked bones. Do not give your dog cooked bones. They splinter. They can cause all kinds of blockages and internal issues.
Not worth it.
Not worth the drama. Chocolate.
Yeah.
Caffeine.
Yeah.
Absolute no's. Generally, a lot of like the fruit cakes and stuff that have like raisins and grapes, sultanas. That's not safe for dogs. So don't give your dogs any of that kind of stuff. Keep that out of the way. But, you know, alternatively, you can give them little bits of like cooked turkey, pigs in blankets, some vegetables. There are fruits that you can give the dogs. Ours quite like things like strawberries and What are the other ones? The little tiny ones?
Blueberries.
Blueberries. They love blueberries.
Eggs.
Raw eggs. You can give them stuff like that.
Just be aware as well. You know, when we were doing the Christmas do's and don'ts, not do's and don'ts. This is the do's and don'ts. The feeding food one, that day 2. I checked when I went to go and get the things like the pigs in blankets, the amount of pigs in blankets that was super high in salt. Now, we were aware of that just from our diet, but some of you guys may not be thinking about that so much, especially over Christmas. Yeah. So, you know, don't have massively salty food. Gravy is really high in salt, so don't go and spill a load of turkey gravy all over your dog's food. Yeah. It's salty, and salt will cause havoc on dogs. Yeah, you know, in small quantities every now and then, it's not a big deal. So, you know, if you want to give them a little treat over Christmas and give them a little turkey and some vegetables and a little bit of gravy, it's not going to be the end of the world as long as your dog is healthy and happy to do so. Yeah, but just bear in mind that there are a lot of foods that are not dog safe, so be careful. And if your dog is not very good around food, around eating time, practice place training, practice putting them in their crates. And just make sure that everyone is aware that your dog needs to be away during that time so that they don't end up getting into something that they can't. Yep. And also look out for things, we'll probably talk about it a bit more next time, but if you've got gifts that have food in them, don't leave them under the tree, little stuff like that. But we'll talk more on that in our next video. Yep. If your dog, by the way, does consume any of these things, do contact your veterinarian, make sure that you're in contact with your vet regularly. You know, lots of time, you know, they won't have to be rushed down, don't just panic, but you know, any questions, anything that you're not sure if the dog food is safe, you know, steer on this side of caution. Google, there's a lot of conflicting advice on Google about what food is and isn't safe. Yeah. Google it. Any questions, if your vets are open, they won't mind answering those questions for you. Yeah. A lot of your vets will probably be putting safe information out on Facebook. I know we will be. So keep a look out on that, and you know, start practicing stuff now. If you know your dog is difficult around food time, start practicing place training now. Cool. So that when it comes to Christmas and everyone's there and merry and happy, you're not going to be stressed out thinking, I've got to place my dog up, and they don't know what they're talking about. Brilliant. So anyway, we hope you enjoyed this video. We will be doing a part 2 of this series, so stay tuned in a couple of days' time for that next video. Yep. Maybe India will have woken up by that point, who knows? Probably not. Probably not. Right, Charlotte, do you want to tell them about the lovely gift present competition? I nearly forgot, my goodness. And then I will rock the question. I am drinking my caffeine drink, so India can't have any of this. So other brands are available if you recognise it. Today's giveaway prize is from the wonderful Olivia Brown graphic design. Yep. Olivia is actually a client of ours. Good friend of ours as well. Yeah, we absolutely love her. She's incredible. She does some beautiful, beautiful artwork. And she was part of our giveaway last year as well. We love her art and we love her products. So what I'm going to do is show you some of the different products that she offers. Oh. India's done. India's the tinsel is leaving us. And she's probably just knowing her, have a little toot on the way out. Nope, she didn't, thankfully. We'll all know about it. Anyway, carry on, Charlotte. Anyway, now I've got a bit more space. I'm going to pop up some of the pictures of some of the products. She's just dragging the tinsel around. India, come here, let me take the tinsel. India, let's take the tinsel off. You want to come back now? Come on then. You want to sit this side? Come on then. Come on then. Wow, there you go. I'm hardly in the shot anymore, but never mind. That's fine. As I said, does some graphic design, so she does lots of she can do drawings of your dogs and have them printed on various items. So she does things like mugs, she does digital artwork that you can have printed, she does things like notebooks and loads of other things that you can get this beautiful artwork printed on. She is a lovely, lovely designer and we love her products. She has kindly go on, carry on. Kindly offered today's giveaway prize is either a free mug, a notebook. Oh! He was trying to call a Gary, apparently. Chaotic. This is absolutely chaotic. Stop, please. This is a bit chaotic. She has kindly offered either a mug, a notebook, or a
printed drawing of your dog as today's giveaway prize. So thank you to Olivia.
Thank you, Olivia.
We are beautiful. We love her artwork, and you know, we're really excited to get some more
Don't
stuff
eat it.
from her.
That's not dog safe.
Don't eat hints.
So to enter this competition, you must comment the answer to this question below. Now I'm going to give you a few possible answers. We're going to go A, B or C, so just comment A, B or C plus the actual right answer for us. So the question is going to be, how did myself and Charlotte meet? Was it A, in a bar, B, on a dog walk, or C, dog training? So A, in a bar, like the classic movies. B, was I the lame person that approached her in the dog walk? Or C, was I the lame dog trainer that ended up teaching her? So A, B or C?
Comment your answer in the comments below, and then we will be picking a winner to win this wonderful prize out of the comments below. So be sure to stick that in the comments so we can pick you.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave us a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on our future Dogmas videos, and we will see you in our next do's and don'ts.
Bye.
Bye guys. What are you doing?
He's alright, I'm being fun.
You're so silly.
India, come here.
Oh
India,
my
come here.
goodness.
India, come here.
Oh, now it's a
India,
sausage.
come here. Was that fun, India? Did you
Hi,
enjoy that?
sausage.
Charlotte, we're still filming.